Hello everyone, it's Kaitlin here. Welcome back and welcome to today's video, which is going to be a flip through of all the journals I'm currently using. At the moment, I'm using 3 different journals. They tend to vary in purpose, but most of my journals act as either an organizational tool, a reflective tool, or a memory keeping tool, or all 3. So let's begin with my first journal, which is my bullet journal. Now I know that me announcing to you guys that I use a bullet journal is completely shocking and no one saw that coming. I'm joking, I bullet journal a lot on this channel, so this notebook is probably very familiar to you, but here's a quick overview of how I use this journal. The first section of this journal is my yearly collections. These are mostly trackers and lists that allow me to see what kind of what's going on in my life. I really like being able to record all the books, movies, TV shows, Nintendo Switch games that I've been playing during the year, because I just find it really cool to look back on all that stuff. Directly after my kind of yearly collections or permanent collections is my monthly setups. These guys are a hybrid between a productivity tool and a kind of reflective memory keeper, because where I have calendars that help me organize my due dates, I also have one-line-a-day spreads where I like to summarize my day and have a capsule of all the stuff going on in my life. All my weekly spreads have the same structure, and the only thing that really differs is the decoration or my amount of motivation to decorate, because some weeks I'm just not feeling it. Each week begins with a rolling list, and is then followed by daily logs, and then the spread is capped off at the end of the week with a weekly review and a prep list for next week. Since we're only in August, here is my most recent weekly spread, and the rest of the journal is blank, anxiously awaiting me filling it out. I actually have saved some pages at the back, which I intend to use as a photo collage or travel journal section, and I'm going to post a video on that setup soon, so stay tuned for that. But that is another way I like to use this journal. And at the back, I have my pen test, and also I have kind of tucked away my next journal. It's a journal within a journal. We got like a Russian doll situation here. And this is my daily journal. Recently, I upgraded from using a very small pocket-sized notebook to using this larger moleskin kaye for my reflective daily journaling. Instead of doing the typical 3 pages that you would do with morning pages, I like to do my morning page, so I only write 1 kind of page of words every single morning as a way to clear my head. Just so I know when the notebook starts and ends, I've stamped the date on the inside cover, and every time I finish an entry, I also stamp the day that the entry was written on. And this is just my stationery addiction coming through, but I find stamping the date at the end of my journaling session is the perfect reward stimulus of the habit loop, so I really recommend doing a little stamping action. I find it so satisfying, just like smacking the stamp on the page at the end, and yeah, that's my daily journal. Very simple, lots of cursive, and I write about stuff in my head. Yeah. The final journal that I'm using right now is called a commonplace book, or a commonplace notebook, or perhaps a commonplace journal. According to Wikipedia, a commonplace book is essentially a book where you write down a bunch of information that you want to be able to remember and reference later. It was actually really highly used in the Renaissance period, and it's very commonly used by writers and scholars as a way to make sure that they don't forget any information. Although traditionally in the Renaissance period, you would use it for note-taking, recipes, ledgers, poems, books, all of this sort of stuff, I like to kind of contain my commonplace notebook to be a spot for writing down anything that I find inspirational that I want to remember later. I like just having one simple dot grid notebook to record all this stuff in, and most of the things that I write down are passages from books that I want to remember. I also like to write down my thoughts about a book briefly, because I don't really like to do giant book notes, but I like to kind of give a blurb about what I thought of the book. And also I like to write down quotes from TV shows, movies, something someone said to me, all of that sort of stuff. I really like flipping through this notebook if I want to be inspired or just kind of see what I've written down. But also what I find really helpful about it is because I write down a lot of quotes and sayings, it makes it a lot easier to flip through this guy and get ideas for my monthly quote page in my bullet journal. So because I just started using my commonplace book in this traveler's notebook system, it's still pretty empty, but I can't wait to fill it up with a bunch of really cool things that I come across. I thought I'd also mention the reason why I don't keep this as a collection in my bullet journal. Pretty much, I like to keep it separate so that I don't have to remake this page every 6 to 12 months, and therefore have all of my quotes and information separated into a bunch of spreads over the years. So instead, I keep it in this guy, and it's all contained in one notebook. And as I put away my commonplace book, I am also symbolically putting away this video. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for